Have you ever woken up and thought, wait, where did the last year even go? One moment you're setting goals and the next, it's like life fast-forwarded and you can barely remember the days that passed. Robin Sharma calls this the silent epidemic, living on autopilot. You're breathing, you're moving, but are you really alive? What if I told you that today, yes today, you could flip a mental switch that doesn't just slow down time, it makes every moment feel richer, more vibrant and unforgettable? Stay with me, because by the end of this video you won't just know how to create the perfect day formula, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. We often think that a perfect day is something reserved for vacations, for special occasions, or some distant future once we've figured life out. But Robin Sharma teaches something radically different, that your perfect day isn't waiting in the future. It's hiding inside your habits today. Let me ask you a powerful question. Can you remember what you did last Tuesday? Chances are, your mind goes blank. You probably remember checking emails, sitting through meetings, scrolling endlessly on your phone, but none of it sticks, does it? Now, think about a vacation or a special event from 5 years ago. You can still smell the air, hear the sounds, remember what you felt in that moment. That's the difference between existing and truly living. And the good news? You don't need a plane ticket or a big budget to feel alive again. You simply need a system. In this video, we're going to break down the perfect day formula, inspired by Robin Sharma's most powerful teachings. How a day that doesn't vanish into the blur of forgotten moments, but becomes a vivid, cherished chapter in your life. This isn't about doing more. It's about doing what truly matters, and doing it with presence, emotion, and clarity. Because the painful truth is, most people are sprinting through life towards a finish line they can't even see, but after today, you'll walk through each day fully aware, fully alive, and fully in control. If that's the kind of life you're ready to live, hit that subscribe button, because this channel is built exactly for people like you, people done with empty days and ready to create a life of real meaning. Let's dive into the exact steps to stop living on autopilot and design the perfect day, starting right now. The illusion of the busy life. Why most people feel exhausted but unfulfilled. You wake up, check your phone before your feet even touch the floor, and before you realize it, you're already behind schedule. Notifications pull you in different directions. To-do lists grow longer by the hour. And yet, despite all this constant activity, something feels strangely empty. Robin Sharma often says, don't confuse movement with progress. And yet, that's exactly what the modern world has trained us to do. Our days are filled with frantic motion, constant busyness. But when was the last time you ended a day feeling genuinely fulfilled, rather than just relieved that it's over? This is the dangerous trap of the autopilot life. A life where you're always moving, but never arriving anywhere that truly matters. Our society glorifies busyness. If you're not exhausted, if you're not buried under responsibilities, people assume you're lazy or unambitious. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Busyness is often a clever disguise for avoidance. We stay busy to avoid confronting the big, uncomfortable questions. Am I living a life that excites me? Do my daily actions reflect my deepest values? If I keep living this way, where will I end up in 5 years? These are not easy questions to face, so we numb them with endless tasks. We check emails obsessively. We scroll social media for hours, convincing ourselves it's just downtime. We chase productivity hacks like a magic pill that will finally make us feel alive. But productivity without purpose is just another form of distraction. Robin Sharma calls this the busy bandwagon, and most people never step off. Why? Because stepping off forces you to slow down, to sit in uncomfortable stillness, and to actually feel what's missing. And that's terrifying. But what if that stillness isn't something to fear, but something to embrace? Consider this. Some of the most successful and fulfilled people in the world don't have the busiest schedules, they have the clearest ones. They ruthlessly prioritize what matters and eliminate what doesn't. They understand that saying yes to everything is the fastest way to dilute the power of their own life. This brings us to a critical question. What are you actually saying yes to? Every time you say yes to one thing, you're saying no to something else. If you're saying yes to endless meetings, shallow conversations, and mindless distractions, you're saying no to meaningful work, deep connections, and the kind of life that leaves you proud when your head hits the pillow at night. Here's a radical idea. What if you stopped trying to fit more into your day and instead focused on creating days that are worth remembering? Sharma calls this living by the 90-90-1 rule. For 90 days, spend the first 90 minutes of your day focused on your one most important project. Not emails, not meetings, not busy work. The one thing that will move your life forward in a meaningful way. It's a small shift, but over time, it creates extraordinary results. Think about it. What if instead of checking emails first thing, you spent the first part of your day writing the first chapter of that book you've always dreamed of? What if instead of diving into social media, you took a quiet walk and outlined a plan for that business idea that's been sitting dormant in your heart? What if instead of reacting to life, you started creating it? Most people are not tired because they're doing too much. They're tired because they're spending their energy on things that don't align with their purpose. This is why the perfect day formula doesn't begin with a to-do list. It begins with a to-feel list. How do you want to feel at the end of the day? What moments will give you that feeling? And what's standing in the way of creating more of those moments? Designing a perfect day doesn't mean every second is perfectly planned. It means you've made space for what matters most, before the world crowds in with its demands. In the next part, we'll explore exactly how to build that perfect day, step by step, leveraging the latest neuroscience, biology, and the wisdom of thinkers like Sharma to craft days that aren't just productive, but profoundly fulfilling. The Blueprint of the Perfect Day, a practical guide to intentional living. Have you ever asked yourself why some days feel long, rich, and memorable, while others vanish into the fog of forgotten time? It's not a coincidence. It's the result of intention. And this is where Sharma's wisdom intersects with the most cutting-edge neuroscience, the idea that the perfect day is not found, it's designed. If your life feels like a never-ending to-do list, that's not because you're doing too much. It's because you're doing too little of what truly matters. The truth is, most people live in reaction mode. They wake up and immediately surrender their day to outside forces. Emails, notifications, social media, endless obligations. From the very first moment, they're not leading their life. They're following it. Sharma says, your days are your life in miniature. What you do today is creating your future. And yet most people treat their days like they're disposable. They act as if tomorrow is guaranteed. But if you're always waiting for tomorrow to live differently, you'll spend your whole life waiting. It starts with this question: what would happen if you treated today like the only day that mattered? Let's reverse engineer this concept using what I call the life lens shift. Imagine for a moment that today is the only day you have to express your values, live your purpose, and create meaningful memories. How differently would you show up? Would you spend hours mindlessly scrolling through social media? Would you sit through another meaningless meeting, nodding politely while your soul aches for something more? Would you tell the people you love how you really feel, instead of assuming they already know? The perfect day starts not with what you do, but with how you feel. And the feelings you're chasing, peace, joy, fulfillment, purpose, aren't found in the next achievement. They're found in the moments you're truly present. This brings us to the 4 quadrants of a perfect day, inspired by Sharma's work and supported by neuroscience. The morning activation. Win the first hour, win the day, the first hour of your day is sacred. It sets the neurological and emotional tone for everything that follows. Most people wake up and immediately drown their mind in external noise, emails, news, social media feeds. What they don't realize is that the brain's early morning state is highly programmable. This is the time when your subconscious mind is most open to suggestion. If the first thing you feed it is negativity, distraction, and anxiety, that becomes the emotional undercurrent of your entire day. Sharma's 5 a.m. club philosophy isn't about waking up early for the sake of it. It's about owning the quiet, undistracted hours when the world is still and your mind is clear. In the first hour of your day, before you touch your phone, do these 3 things. Move. Activate your physiology. Go for a short walk, stretch, or engage in light exercise to wake up your nervous system. Reflect. Journal your thoughts. Ask yourself, what do I want from today that truly matters? Learn. Spend even 15 minutes reading or listening to something that uplifts and educates you. Do this consistently, and you'll hardwire a sense of purpose and calm before the chaos of the day begins. The focus block. Build your masterpiece. We all have one thing, just one, that if accomplished would make the day feel meaningful. But too often, we spend our best mental energy reacting to low-priority demands. This is where the 90-91 rule shines again. For the first 90 minutes of your workday, protect your focus like it's a life-or-death mission. Turn off notifications. Close your email. Create a sacred space for deep, undistracted work on your most important project. Your brain's prefrontal cortex, the center of executive function and creativity, operates at peak performance in the morning hours after you've fully awakened. Don't waste that precious energy on shallow tasks. This is when you build your masterpiece, whatever that means to you. The afternoon connection. Balance achievement with presence. After the focus block, most people feel their mental energy drop. This is natural. Your circadian rhythms cycle down and cognitive performance dips. This is the perfect time to shift from doing to connecting. Robin Sharma often reminds us that the most successful people aren't those who achieve the most alone, but those who elevate others through meaningful relationships. Take this time for connection. A walk with a friend or partner, a heartfelt conversation with a colleague, not about tasks, but about life. A few minutes of gratitude practice, writing a quick note of appreciation, or simply reflecting on what's going right. This isn't wasted time. It's fuel for the soul, and neuroscience shows that positive social interactions release oxytocin, which restores emotional energy and improves cognitive flexibility. The evening reflection. Close the loop with intention. How you end your day is just as important as how you start it. Instead of collapsing into bed under the weight of mental clutter, take 10 minutes to intentionally close the loop. Ask yourself, what did I do today that I'm proud of? What moments felt the most alive? What can I improve tomorrow? This simple reflection doesn't just improve sleep quality, it creates a feedback loop that gradually refines your daily experience. Over time, you'll naturally design better days because you're paying attention to what works and what doesn't. The emotional architecture of a perfect day, if you've followed along this far, you already understand the framework for building a perfect day through intentional design. But here's the truth few people ever realize. It's not the tasks that shape your life. It's the emotional experiences attached to them. Your mind doesn't store memories as bullet points on a checklist. It stores them as vivid, emotionally charged moments, snapshots of how you felt, not just what you did. So if you want to stop living on autopilot, you must begin engineering your emotional landscape, creating days that don't just function well, but feel deeply fulfilling. This is what Robin Sharma calls living with heartset, not just mindset. The science behind emotional memory. Neuroscientists have long known that the brain's amygdala, the emotional processing center, is intimately connected to the hippocampus, the part responsible for memory formation. In simple terms, strong emotion, stronger memory, no emotional engagement, forgotten days. That's why you vividly remember the day you fell in love, but not the countless days you spent stuck in the same routine. If you want to design perfect days, you must deliberately cultivate emotional experiences that stick with you long after the day ends. And that doesn't require grand, cinematic moments. It requires small, intentional emotional triggers woven throughout your day. Step 1. Start with a signature morning emotion. Ask yourself this. What's the dominant emotion you want to feel today? Is it calm? Start the morning with quiet reflection and slow, mindful movement. Is it excitement? Play a high-energy playlist and visualize a bold move you'll make today. Is it gratitude? Write a quick note to someone thanking them for their presence in your life. This one emotional choice acts like a lens through which you'll experience the rest of your day. Your emotional state is contagious to others and to your future self. If you consciously set that tone at the start of the day, you'll naturally seek out experiences that reinforce it. Step 2. Prime your environment for positive emotional triggers. Sharma teaches that your environment is a silent mentor. And science backs this up. Your emotional state is heavily influenced by your surroundings. Design your environment to spark positive emotional responses. Keep objects that evoke joy, nostalgia, or inspiration in your line of sight. A cherished photo, a handwritten note, a meaningful symbol. Infuse your space with scents proven to influence mood. Studies show that lavender calms anxiety, citrus uplifts energy, and peppermint boosts focus. Curate playlists for specific emotional states. Music doesn't just fill silence. It shapes your mood and primes your brain for specific experiences. This is how you create a multi-sensory emotional architecture that keeps you anchored to the feelings you want, even when external circumstances try to pull you away. Step 3. Engineer emotional high points, the peak end rule. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman discovered something fascinating about how humans remember experiences. It's not based on the sum of all moments, but on two key points: the peak emotional moment and the ending. If you want to design unforgettable days, create one high emotional moment and end the day with a powerful, intentional emotional close. Schedule a midday break that's emotionally uplifting. Walk outside, call a loved one, or savor your favorite meal without distractions. End the day with a gratitude ritual, reviewing what went well and savoring small victories. You don't need to manufacture drama. You only need to create authentic moments of emotional connection with yourself, others, or the environment around you. Step 4. Practice emotional reflection. Before sleep, most people go to bed replaying everything that went wrong, and the brain, especially before sleep, absorbs those negative patterns like a sponge. Instead, ask yourself, what made me smile today? What challenge did I overcome, no matter how small? What am I proud of, even if no one noticed? This simple practice rewires your subconscious mind to search for the positive, making it easier to wake up tomorrow already tuned to a higher emotional frequency. And here's the most powerful part of this emotional architecture. The more you practice it, the more it becomes automatic. Soon you'll find yourself experiencing more joy without trying, connecting more deeply without overthinking, and remembering your days not as a blur, but as... And here's where most people unknowingly lose themselves, between the rush of doing and the silence of being. We've spent years mastering the art of productivity, of fitting more into a day, yet we've forgotten the simple truth that not everything that fills your schedule fills your soul. You see, it's far easier to stay busy than to stay present. Busyness gives the illusion of progress. Presence requires honesty. It asks you to face the quiet moments, the unanswered questions, the subtle discomfort of stillness. And in a world addicted to noise, that's terrifying. But what if the greatest breakthroughs don't come from doing more, but from doing less, with more intention? What if the peace you're searching for isn't at the end of a checklist, but in the spaces between tasks, in the moments where you allow yourself to simply exist without performance, without perfection? When was the last time you walked outside without headphones, without a destination, simply to feel the ground beneath your feet and notice the way the wind moved through the trees? When was the last time you ate a meal slowly, savoring each bite without scrolling through a screen or planning your next move? We've conditioned ourselves to believe that silence is empty, that rest is wasted time, that slowing down is dangerous because it might reveal how disconnected we've become from what really matters. But the truth is, it's in the slowing down where life starts to unfold. It's in those quiet spaces that your mind begins to heal, your body starts to relax, and your heart finally speaks the words you've been too busy to hear. This is not about abandoning ambition. It's about aligning your ambition with your values, so that every step you take is one you actually remember. Because at the end of it all, it won't be the number of emails you sent or the projects you completed that define the richness of your life. It will be the memories that live in the hidden corners of your heart, the unplanned conversations, the sunsets you allowed yourself to watch, the times you chose connection over convenience. And perhaps, just perhaps, the true measure of success isn't how much you accomplished, but how fully you lived while doing it. And now, as we reach the end of this reflection, I want you to pause for just a moment and ask yourself, if nothing changed from this day forward, would you look back a year from now and feel proud of how you lived? Or would it all blur together again, another year lost to autopilot, to routines you didn't choose, to days that felt more like checklists than chapters of a life well lived? You see, life doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It doesn't pause until the perfect moment arrives. Life is happening right now, this very second, as you hear these words. And the longer you wait to take back control, the further you drift from the life you were meant to live. But here's the beautiful part. Change doesn't require a grand, dramatic gesture. It starts small. It starts with a breath, a question, a choice. One moment of awareness where you decide, today I will no longer live by default. Today I choose to live by design. You're not here to simply survive the week, to push through your days just waiting for the weekend to feel alive again. You're here to experience life deeply, to create moments that leave a mark on your memory, to walk through each day with the quiet confidence that you're living intentionally, not accidentally. And when the noise of the world pulls you back into old patterns, when the screen lights up, when the endless tasks start stacking again, remember that you have the power to pause, to breathe, and to choose differently. Because the most extraordinary lives aren't built overnight. They're built one conscious decision at a time. So ask yourself, what's one thing you can do today to make this day unforgettable? Not because it's perfect, but because you were fully present for it. Maybe it's sitting outside for 5 minutes and letting the sun kiss your face. Maybe it's reaching out to someone you love just to say, I'm thinking of you. Maybe it's closing your laptop on time and stepping into the evening with your full attention. And if this message stirred something within you, if it felt like a quiet reminder of what you've always known but maybe forgotten along the way, then this is your sign. Don't just let this moment pass. Hold it, nurture it, and take that first small brave step toward a life lived fully awake. If you're ready to continue this journey with us, to explore more about intentional living, focus, and creating a life filled with meaning, then I'd love for you to join our growing community here. Just click that subscribe button and let's keep walking this path together. Not because you have to, but because something inside you knows it's time. Until next time, remember, life isn't about how much you do, it's about how deeply you experience it. So live fully, love openly, and never forget, you hold the power to create your perfect day, starting right now.